Debbie Statler, Editor-in-Chief of Provider Magazine with the American Healthcare Association. Today we're here with Mark Parkinson, the former President and CEO of the American Healthcare Association. Thanks for being with us today, Mark.
Hey, Debbie, it's great to be here.
I understand you have a book coming out this fall called Long-Term Care Success: How Senior Care Communities Thrive Clinically and Financially. I'd love to learn more about the book.
Well, great. It's been a long time coming. About 7 or 8 years ago, David Gifford, our Chief Medical Officer, and I were talking, and we started discussing how many of the successful companies were doing a lot of the same things. They had the same tactics and strategies. And a lot of the companies that weren't doing well weren't doing those things. And we decided at some point we needed to write it down. We needed to let people learn what we had learned. About this time last year, I called Giff and I said, Giff, if we're going to do this, we need to do it soon because I really am going to retire at the end of 2024. And so we've spent a lot of time along with Rayanne Davis and Patrick Knoll over the last year putting the book together.
What was your inspiration to write the book? Is this sort of a legacy to the industry before you head into retirement?
No, I'm humble enough to know that I'm not going to have any kind of legacy, and I'm fine with that. The motivation is that there are things that providers can do to get better, and they can learn from the folks that are doing really, really well. And so the goal is to provide a roadmap for people who want to get better at providing care. And so our hope is that readers will go through the book, find one or two things that they can implement in their own operations and improve their care.
Well, you mentioned that several people were involved in the writing of the book. Tell us more about the process. How did that come together, and what role did each person play?
Well, we decided that we wanted to create an objective view of companies to feature. So we went to our data analytics team and asked them to really go through and do a deep dive on the quality numbers for all 15,000 nursing homes in the country. We decided that we would focus on companies that had been around for more than 25 years because they will have proven that they could last. We wanted to look at large companies because we wanted to have practices that could be taken to scale, that could be used in large operations. And then we really picked out what we think are 5 incredible companies that we've written a chapter on each of those 5 companies. And then 18 other companies that are doing quite well on certain metrics are also featured in the book. I led the chapters on the 5 companies that we featured in a very in-depth way. Gifford was extremely involved in the chapters on the clinical outcomes like rehospitalization and readmissions. Rayanne Davis, who's our Chief Strategic Officer at AHCA, was very focused on the chapters relating to mission. And Patrick Knoll, who's a former provider person like you are now, Debbie, was the person that really helped us stay on track, keep it going and edit it, take out all the crazy dumb grammar and spelling mistakes that I made, and really put the book together for us.
Wow, it sounds like a great team, everyone really bringing their strength to the book to make it the best possible product. Well, not to steal the thunder of the book, but what are some of the characteristics that you came across that really good providers in long-term care have?
Well, it'll almost sound like a cliche, but every single one of these incredible providers is mission focused. They're mission-driven companies that have missions that relate to providing outstanding care and providing great jobs for employees. These mission-driven companies aren't just mission-driven in words, they're mission-driven in actions. They really believe it. So, I think probably virtually every long-term care company has a mission statement, but this is way, way more than having a mission statement. This is like having a calling almost to provide great care, being just deeply, deeply committed to it. And then on top of that, they have specific strategies and roadmaps to achieve their missions. But what we've really learned is that if you don't have that buy-in for the great culture and for the great mission, even if you have the strategies and tactics, you can't get it done. It really all starts with a deep commitment to caring and to quality and to creating great jobs.
Well, it sounds like the book is full of case studies, in-depth information, strategies. What do you want providers to learn and take from this book?
I want them to be optimistic that they can get better. I mean, the first takeaway is there are a lot of companies providing great care, and it's very inspirational. The second takeaway is there are things that you can copy and should copy if you want to continue along your quality journey. There are specific tactics that most of these companies are doing. And again, to repeat myself, the commitment to mission and to quality is pervasive in all of these companies. So if you're a provider that's out there that's struggling, you are having survey problems, you're having problems keeping staff, there are tips in this book to help you solve those problems.
Well, I can't think of a better thing to get from a book than something that you can really apply right away in real life. Well, I can't wait to read my copy of Long-Term Care Success. Thanks for being with us today, Mark.
Thank you, Debbie.